Hey guys, well, I said I'd be doing a full video on the Doomsday Act 3 heist, and, well, here it is. I'm gonna be narrating over this video for a couple reasons, and yes, it's half an hour long, but I didn't have my mic hooked up at the time, so if I had the audio actually playing from like the time I was doing it, you'd be able to hear the people I was doing it with, the game sounds and everything, but you wouldn't be able to hear me because I didn't have my mic hooked up. So I'm going to be sitting here for a half hour narrating over this, and hopefully this will be enjoyable for both of us. Um, so here you can see we made it to the tunnel. I didn't feel it was necessary to show the beginning parts because you've already seen it in a previous video I've done. Or I already displayed it. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was there anyway. So in any case, to actually start commentating on the visuals here, you can see we did not take the Kanjali. We took the, I believe this is the Barrage ATV. It's got a minigun and a grenade launcher on it. As you can see, we're also driving backwards. The host decided, we'd take the Barrage because he wanted more for selling the Kanjali, because if you take the Barrage, whichever vehicle you don't take, Lester says you're going to sell to profit a little more, and the Kanjali is worth more, so we decided we'd take the Barrage. And we're driving backwards so both of us can shoot, because if you recall from the video that we took this in the video I was attempting this with randoms. I was just looking backwards the whole time. I couldn't really shoot at anything. Occasionally I got a couple lucky grenades, but nothing really crazy. But yeah, it's pretty simple. We did miss a truck here, but it doesn't really matter much. As soon as you get to the end of the tunnel, they won't follow you anymore. But yeah, so eventually we do make it to the end of the tunnel. After the tunnel, it does get more difficult, obviously, as you know already, because the people in the party were saying, like, oh yeah, this is easy, and nothing bad ever happened. This is going to be the easiest finale ever. But, no, it's not. Alright, so here we make it to the end of the tunnel. As you can see on the map, there is still a truck behind us, but that doesn't ever follow us. And, so that's never a problem again. And we do end up failing a couple times up ahead when we have to destroy the crates. Yeah, because just bad luck. Not everyone had played the heist before, so not everyone knew what they were walking into. So when someone tried to destroy the crate, they ended up accidentally shooting it when they were standing right next to it, and it'd blow up and kill themselves. But yeah. So we did have to restart a couple times. A couple of my friends died. I died once or twice. But this is the attempt we actually make it. So we start from all the way back here, and we ended up making it all the way through, which is pretty cool. Obviously, we have to fight our way through enemies. If we fast forward a bit here, we're going to get to more killing this here Juggernaut. And eventually we do get to the crates. I actually went right on this run, which is not something I'd ever done before. Usually at the fork in the tunnel, I take a left. I took a right this time, which is interesting. I never got to see, I didn't think this was wise at the time because I had no idea what to expect going down this tunnel. But it is what it is. We made it through. And yeah, so we fight our way through. We end up destroying the crates. And then, of course, once that's done, we have to go to the control center. And as you can see on the map, the other half of the team is ahead of us, which I was not paying attention to at the time. Or it looked like they were ahead of us, but I was like, no, the other tunnel goes down further. That must be what it is. They're further down their tunnel. So, yeah. And I thought they'd have to come back. So I thought this pathway was going to be clear, and it wasn't, so that's why I just ran in there and got shot up a couple of times. Because you can see on the map they're really far ahead of us. So me and this other person are going to have to fight our way through this tunnel. And then as we get to the end of the tunnel, I see that there's guys just lying there on the floor. I'm like, wait, what? And then they tell me, oh yeah, we're ahead of you. Which I didn't know there was a way ahead through their part of the tunnel. I always did turned around. So anyway, we get to the cutscene now. Whole team's trying to open the doors. Basically, Lester baits Clifford into opening the door, and all that fun stuff. And now we get into the tough part of the mission. So you can see there's double doors in front of us. We shoot them open, and there's a bunch of guys there. And basically, you have to get to the second floor and start hacking the terminals to stop the missile from launching. As you can see, we're on a timer. We have 20 minutes to hack all 4 terminals. They all involve a pretty interesting hacking method. I ended up completing all 4. The heist leaders initially started hacking the first one, and then he said he couldn't do it, and he was like, alright, that's alright, I'll do the second one. But then when he got to the second one, it ended up being the same, which is interesting. So, I guess if you yourself, like, the hacks are set in stone, like, you have to complete a hack yourself before the map, like, would change, if that makes any sense. Probably not. Anyway, going on, we're on the second floor now. The heist leader is trying to hack it. We're defending him. I think it's around this time. Yeah, I switched to my carbine instead of my combat MG, or I'm switching back and forth. But I think the carbine is better for this part, or an assault rifle. I just happen to use the carbine. And because headshots, they drop a lot faster. The combat MG does more damage, but it's less accurate, so they just drop faster if you headshot them, and because the rifles are more accurate. So let's see here. Alright, so now I'm hacking this. As you can see, the objective here is to break the blue little spheres here. And you have to turn these little plates to reflect the light in the respective direction without breaking the red ones. You just have to break the blue one. If you break too many of the reds, the circuit like resets. So, yeah. These aren't terribly difficult. There is one that was difficult that I had to do that I didn't get on video. But these little rotating pieces are very, very strange. Like, you can shoot a beam of light into it anywhere, and it'll automatically redirect to wherever. It'll just rotate counterclockwise, and the light will redirect to wherever. As I said before, it's okay if you break one of the red boxes. You just can't break all of them. So, as you can see there, I ended up completing it. And then I come out of it, and we move on to the next one. See, the most annoying part about this is you have to fight your way to each corner of the room. Other than that, this part isn't terribly, terribly hard. And that's another thing. We were doing this on hard, so if one of us died, then we had to reset to the last checkpoint. So we didn't have a team life like we did before. Well, we didn't have it before, but in my other attempts, I was doing it on normal. So this part isn't terribly hard once you get to where you need to be. Like, once you get to the corners, it's pretty okay. The Avon people have to come to you, and you're just standing there ready. Like here, you got pretty decent cover here. They're the ones moving around, and when they're moving, they're not obviously shooting at you a terrible amount. So they're pretty easy to take down. So here, the host is trying to hack it again, and he says he can't do it because it's the same one, so that he didn't know, he couldn't figure it out before, so I come on to it, and I'm like, no, this is different, and he said it was the same for him, which is interesting. So obviously here I have to break the blue still, turning the plates, same thing, you all know how this goes. And meanwhile, they're also just defending me. It's interesting because you don't seem to get shot a terrible amount when you're hacking these things, which I thought was interesting. And as you can see there, I accidentally break a red one, which is annoying because I thought I had to deflect it around to this, which I think I did. It ended up not mattering a ton, though, because you just turn the corner one and you get back to where you need to be. Alright, so that hack's done. That's the second hack done. Towards the end of this, the time did get a little iffy. Like, I wasn't sure if we were going to make it because, like, the timer's kind of tight. The hacks generally don't take a terrible amount of time, but they give you, like, enough time to do it and then a little cushion room. And the annoying thing is you have someone over like the PA system telling you like when the missile's gonna launch, which puts a lot of pressure on. So it's a little nerve-wracking. So here we make it to the third corner, and then I host gets off of it and lets me hack it. Alright, so this is the third hack. Honestly, I've already been through 2 of these. What else can I say? Like, what else can I say that I haven't already said, you haven't heard? Break the blue. I don't know. Again, we have this rotating piece here. Kind of annoying, just in general. Just an annoying piece. I was trying to, as you can see, I was trying to move this little plate just to the right angle, but it was hard because I could only ever judge where to put it every so often. I guess in retrospect, I could have moved the one above it more at an angle to hit that one if I wanted to. I just didn't see that at the time. I thought I had to wait. So in any case, I just turn it a little more, and that deflects off that corner piece there to hit the final one in that corner there. Obviously, you have to wait for it to come around, which is kind of annoying, and again, that kind of hinders your time. Makes it so you have to take more time, which is annoying. Anyway, that's the third one done, and now we have one more. Again, we have to fight our way across the room, which is just... That's where you're going to be taking most of your damage, really. And that's what makes it difficult, because you're most prone to dying at this point. And if you die here, you have to start over again. So if you like die, like say, if I had died here, or one of us had, then we would have to start over hacking all 4 again. Our timer would have been reset too, but it's just not something you want to do again. Alright, so he gets off of it. He says he'll cover me while I heal up before I start the hack. I go on it. And this is the final one. You can probably see before we had a decent amount of time left. This one was interesting. Not difficult, because I didn't have to use like the little rotating part. But yeah, I thought I did, which is going to be annoying. I didn't realize where the light was coming from at the time. Here I realize I don't need it, so I go over to the correct one, rotate it around to where I need to be, and that's that. We keep going. Yeah, you get to sit through this, see that, yeah. You get to see how the hack goes. I'll leave that in here, I guess, even though I have no real commentary for it at this point. I get it. And now we have to just finish off. Now the guards will stop spawning. So, or they'll stop respawning. So you have to just take out the last of them and then go to the upper floor and get on the orbital cannon. As you can see, I was struggling a bit to get to one. I was running around because people kept taking the spot I wanted, or someone was closer, so I'm like, alright, I'll go to the far one. And my team was having a little trouble using the orbital cannon, which was interesting. You could just move around. I think they were confused about zooming out. Like, you can't... This isn't like the pause menu where you can zoom out really far on the map. You can only zoom out so much. So you have to manually travel to where you want to hit. Obviously, we have truck targets at A, B, C, and D. We do hit those targets. Hold the trigger, obviously, to fire. Well, not obviously. You have to hold the trigger down to fire, and then when that... Obviously, when the countdown goes all the way down, then the shot is fired. It's kind of slow travel, to be honest, but you get it eventually. And then here at the end, someone in the party said, I've got the last one. So I'm like, alright, well, I might as well blow something up before he gets it. As you can see, he got it right there. Alright, so we're off the orbital cannon now. And now we have to go to the lab exit. So fast forward, I'm the only one down here at this point because everyone's like still confused. They've never made it this far in the mission. I know exactly where to go though, so that's why I'm so far ahead. So I'm down here by myself. I have to take out this whole room. It's not that difficult. The first time I did this though, I ran in here and there was someone on my left. So as you can see here, I run in. As I run in, I check there's like a little off to the side room over here. There was someone standing there last time, and that actually meant we had to restart. We otherwise would have gotten the no restart bonus at the end of the heist, which would have been cool. We have to fight our way down to down this hallway to get to Avon. Obviously, there's more guards waiting for us here, and now at this point, everyone's catching up to me. Still made it pretty far. Yeah, as you can see on the map there's someone right behind me. This is kind of a cramped area, so when people were stepping in front of me, my guy would lower his rifle. As you can see here, I also can't fire into them, obviously, because they're my team, so there's no friendly fire. Which was a little annoying because that meant like less guns on enemies, and we could potentially take more damage. So just be aware of that if you're going into this. Let's see here. Going forward a little more, we finally make it to the silo. And this is where we enter another cutscene as soon as everyone gets here. So the door opens, and there's Avon. And he starts flying away in a jetpack, and then we have to get on jetpacks and pursue him. He does have helicopters here, as you can see. It was falling a bit here. He does have helicopters. The helicopters aren't really a big problem, really, that you could just fly past them. The objective is Avon, not the helicopters, so just fly past them. Don't bother. So, yeah, we're flying. You can see here, as I do catch up to him, he actually turns around and starts firing the machine guns at me, which is interesting. I don't know why that is. I've never seen him fight back. As you can see there, I killed him. And then we have to take the jetpacks to the observatory. And that's pretty much the end of the mission. And we have to land in this area just like behind like the front, which is interesting. I don't know why this area. I guess if you want to be discreet, but I mean, you're flying in a jetpack. Like, that's not very secretive. I just don't get it. In any case, we're here. In the end, I start shooting flares just for the heck of it. It's the end of the mission. And we enter this cutscene. No big deal. After this cutscene, Lester gives you a call in free mode, and he says that you can now call the cops off for free, which is pretty cool. If you ever call him and to call the cops off you. So the mission's over. I ended up getting platinum, probably because I hacked all of them. As you can see, we get our earnings there. I did not get, obviously we didn't get the quick restart bonus. We did fail a couple times. I didn't get the first time bonus either because I've already done this. The first time bonus is like 50,000, I believe, so that's kind of cool. RP, not that that really matters, and that's the mission. Well, I guess that's time already. I hope you enjoyed. That went by faster than I thought it would. Leave a like and subscribe.